What is happening, everybody? My name is Squeege, and today is a special day because we're going to be going through my top 15 songs of 2024. Now, 15 songs is not a big number, especially with a year like 2024, which was just dominant in terms of quality music. That being said, I do have a lot of honorable mentions to go through, so let's just go straight into that right now. Now, I didn't memorize this list of honorable mentions, so we're just gonna read it off my little iPad mini. Starting off with Voluto Marome by Kaiju, Russian Roulette by Porter Robinson, Pier 4 by Claro, Suffocate by Knocked Loose, Vocoder by Floating Planets, Good Luck Babe by Chaperone, Denial is a River by Dochi, Starburster by Fontaines DC, Batty on the Floor by Jamie XX, Old Scratch Blues by Jack White, and finally, Thank God for Me by Schoolboy Q. Of course, there are many other songs that I enjoyed that I didn't just list, but I wanted to pick just a little handful there. Before I go any further with this list, I just want to mention that there are some rules. I am only going with one song per artist just to be fair, because some artists may have had a more dominant year and have a lot of amazing tracks, and the list could be flooded with, I don't want that. I want a diverse list. Also, for you watching this video, I want you to have a nice diverse set of tracks that you can go through and maybe pick out some that you really enjoy. So those are my rules specifically. I think that's pretty much it. So now let's just get right into the list. So at number 15, I have Red Flags by Brittany Howard. This song is just so atmospheric and drugged out. The production is vibey, it's groovy, and of course, this is just matched so well with Britney's amazing vocals. She's just so breathtaking and powerful. She's so dynamic with her voice. It goes through so many phases throughout the song. It's explosive. It's really wonderful. I absolutely loved the messaging of the song, being that, everybody in their lives have been blinded so much by how much they are in love with someone. So much so that they just seem to miss all of those red flags, those really obvious reasons why you shouldn't be with that person. And Brittany Howard does a great job at really letting us know that through not only her songwriting, but also her passionate vocals. So yeah, that's number 15. So at number 14, I have Whispers in the Echo Chamber by Chelsea Wolfe. Now, this song, just with its production by itself, is dark, brooding, heavy, and of course, Chelsea Wolfe's vocals are soft and eerie, super creepy, and it matches that production perfectly. It really does, and giving you this entire atmosphere, you just get lost in it. And if you like Beth Gibbons' work with Portishead, this song, and this album in general really is for you. That trip hop staple sound is really strong and vibrant through this song. And those guitar riffs that come in at the end are fucking crazy, super thick, dense, and just aggressive, and it adds a whole new layer and texture to the song, and it ends the song off on this amazing climax. It's just, I love music like this. It's just so layered, so phased. Amazing stuff. So number 13, I have Babies in a Thundercloud by Godspeed You, Black Emperor. First of all, shout out Montreal-based group. Show the love, the love, the love. Babies in a Thundercloud is a 13-minute long epic. The song is constantly evolving and going through different phases and offering different soundscapes that you just get immersed in. It's mind-boggling what they're able to do with their instruments. Just instruments, no vocals, of course. It's an instrumental group. Through these different phases and soundscapes, you get swept through all kinds of emotions like hope grief, sadness, and it's made really clear with the overall message of not only this song, but the album in general being about the Palestinian war and the horrors that is going on. What I love most about this song and this band in general is their use of so many different types of instruments that find a way to cascade together so well. Those strong guitar licks and the heavy drumming matches so well with the harsh violins. Once again, I mean, the instruments blending together, finding a home in the same space is what's so fascinating about this song. You get 13 minutes of this. So there has to be a way to make this entertaining, and they make it. They just know what they're doing. They're a legendary group, and this album, I'll talk about this album in a different video, but this song in particular is really the highlight of this album. So yeah, just go give it a listen. At number 12, I have Texas Blue by Quadeca. Now, this song and this album in general surprised me. I'm not the biggest Quadeca fan, but this song sold me. I mean, it's very reminiscent of Frank Ocean, and those vocals are so ethereal. Kevin Abstract and Quadeca find a way to harmonize on this track so well. And I love the production. That piano loop that's just going on in the background is mesmerizing, and it really gets you into that production. Speaking on that production, the chord progression is just amazing. I love tracks that evolve. And so Texas Blue, obviously, just like the rest of the tracks that we've gone through so far and the tracks that we will go through, evolution is important. And why Texas Blue is just so good is because the production feels layered and so dense, but it's not really. It's just a simple piano loop with some synthesizers here and there, but it's nothing crazy. But the progression is what allows this production to just stand out. And like I said, the vocals on top of that, it's just a beautiful, super sweet mix. And it's a great summertime song, fall time song. It works in any, I mean, just fucking listen. It's music, whatever. But yeah, just talking about the content of this song, it really is just a sweet ballad about loving someone so much that you're not sure if that person will ever be able to love you the same way that you love them. It's a beautiful theme, and I'm sure some people can relate to this. So on top of that, there's just so much to love about this song. So go give Quadeca some love. Number 11, I have Saint Chroma by Tyler, the Creator. Now, this song, the intro to the Chromacopia album, is explosive. It is fantastic. The production is so bombastic, so in your face, but it doesn't just start that way. It starts really minimal, almost industrial-like, with like sounds of people marching, and Tyler, the Creator offering such a diverse showcase of flows and cadences and delivery, whatever the case may be. But in that opening little portion of the song, you see him do like this almost whispering spoken word verse, and it's so captivating, and it matches really well with the marching. But then Daniel Caesar's vocals come in, and that layering is just majestic, and then you get that big payoff, that blow up, that reward, that huge synth heavy explosive bass beat drop that's just crazy. It's wacky. It's almost spooky. You can hear like these weird eerie vocals going on in the background that just add to the overall atmosphere. I just love the themes at play in this song, talking about determination, love, and passion for your own craft, and making sure that nobody around you, nobody in your bubble, nobody outside your bubble, nobody is allowed to dim that. Nobody is allowed to take that away from you. I love that. I mean, that just goes to show how much of a hard worker this guy really is. And just that cool touch towards the end of the track, we get his mom speaking some words of wisdom. Oh, I love that. Just getting your mom on the track, talking about how nobody's allowed to dim my son's light. No. I mean, it's perfect. It thematically makes sense, and it adds, once again, adding to the atmosphere. Atmosphere, evolution. Two things I absolutely need in my music. All right, so we're in the top 10, and at number 10, I have Beautiful Boy by The Last Dinner Party. The production is just so somber yet beautiful, and the payoff towards the end of the track is goosebump worthy. And the vocals are great by Abigail Morris. She's stunning on every single song on this album, which go listen to it, please. But the soft chanting by her and other members of the group blend so well with the overall progression of the song, giving you this really like hopeful yet sad and bitter feeling. And the story behind this song is what makes me love it even more. So basically, the lead vocalist of the band, Abigail Morris, is also the songwriter and the person who wrote this track. Her friend, a very beautiful boy, went on a backpacking trip through Spain, and on that trip he lost his phone, and so he had to rely on the kindness of locals and strangers to, help him find his way, help him, navigate, whatever. But what she's basically saying is that as a woman, that is not something that she has. She doesn't have that privilege. If she can't just go up to strangers and ask for their kindness because sadly, as history has shown us and as the present is currently showing us, women are often taken advantage of in that case, and she doesn't want to risk getting assaulted, getting worse. It's just this idea that she wishes she could be a beautiful boy, or at least have that idea of being a beautiful boy where she feels that safety around strangers or in a place that she's not from. It really is sad, but this band finds a way to make this song just so beautiful. All right, so here we have at number 9, a Kendrick Lamar track. There were so many I could have picked, but I wanted to pick a diss track because this was really the year for diss battles. And I went with Meet the Grahams. This is easily Kendrick Lamar at his most scariest, at his most intimidating, and I'm all for it. On top of that, we have The Alchemist, a legendary producer in the hip hop world, providing a sinister but simple beat, just that piano loop going, that's just, my God, it's like a Thrasher film. But it's what Kendrick Lamar is saying on this track. I mean, it's straight up threats disguised as bars. He's menacing, he's angry, he's literally a monster on this track. And what's so impressive is he uses his voice as an instrument in a sense where he's using multiple voice inflections, different cadences, different styles, whatever it is, he's using all of his repertoire to get this message across. The entire concept behind this song is crazy. It's nuts. I mean, basically what he does is he goes, instead at Drake, he goes at the family. He goes at the mom, at the dad, at the son, and at this alleged daughter. It's crazy. And he does that in a way where he's tearing down Drake as a person from the root, from the absolute root all the way to the top. And it's jaw-dropping worthy. And the vocal layering towards the end of the track was just the cherry on top. It just added that spookiness to the track, which, I mean, it didn't even need, but that just made it way more just like in your face that Kendrick Lamar is pissed and he is finding every single possible avenue. I mean, a diss track like this has never been seen before. A true horror movie disguised as a diss track. At number 8, I have Dame Beso / Muévete by Kali Uchis. No song that came out in 2024 has made me wanna get up, shake my ass, go crazy quite like this one. It's danceable, it's energetic, and it's just a really fun song to spin. Callie's vocals are upbeat and energetic, and of course, there's still that classic seductiveness that she always does on all of her tracks, but it just adds to the song. It just makes the song even more textured and even more of a blast to listen to. And the production, it's just a perfect mix of Colombian classical music, but Also that modern Latin pop style that everyone loves right now. So really, this song caters to all audiences, in my opinion. I haven't shown anyone this song where they don't find some sort of enjoyment from it. You can put it on at a party, you can put it on wherever. I mean, usually it does well at a party, but it will get you to get up and dance. I mean, I know this for a fact. My girlfriend and I absolutely love this song. Every single time it's on, we get up, we go crazy, we dance, it's just a blast. And I love that there's two parts to this song. And I mean, both parts are equally as strong and they transition into each other so well, making it so seamless, making the song feel so exciting and fun. Um, I just love this song. To me, this is one of the songs I've had the most fun with. At number 7, I have Whispering Love by Beth Gibbons. Now, Beth Gibbons, she's a legend, and her vocals on this song are just angelic. Just speaking about her songwriting on this track, it's just so poetic and stellar. It talks about this idea of separation with our love, but also with life in general, and how we can be so detached and watch as everything passes us by. Um, it's really prophetic in a sense, and it's kind of hard to speak about it and intellectualize it. It's kind of just a song you got to put on and feel, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the atmosphere is so lush and pristine. It literally makes me float. I'm not even just saying, I know that's a thing people say, but it does. It makes me float. I'm floating. I float when this song comes on. I mean, talking about atmosphere, I spoke a lot about atmosphere in this video, but in this track specifically, wow, waves crashing, birds chirping, all of that added towards the end to just make you feel that calming sensation of the storm that had just passed. And now you get like this peacefulness, and it just adds to the atmosphere. It makes the song feel bigger. you know, I love it. I love it when music adds just real life sounds, because sometimes that just makes a song feel more cinematic. And there's this constant use of like an acoustic strumming that I absolutely love. But then there's also that it comes in towards the middle, and then it evolves, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just really present throughout the track. But it's the sound. I don't know what the I don't know, but it sounds like a violin just like swinging by. And it puts you in a trance. But yeah, the production is layered. It evolves without you even noticing. It's just an impressive track. It's Beth Gibbons. Go, Beth, just listen. So just outside my top 5, at number 6, I have Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. This is an explosive, badass pop banger. The production is nuts. It almost sounds like there's this vacuum swirling, like going in and out of the beat, but it's contextualized so well and produced so well that it just surges you. It's like you're drinking a Red Bull, but like up your butt, you know? Charlie is confident, she's braggadocious, she's really making everybody feel like they are the number one, and everybody should be feeling like they are the number one. And that's all she's just trying to say on this track, is that sense of jealousy that everybody has, that sense of like, that all of that negativity, it's just because they're not you. And that's all she's just trying to say. And that type of confidence is what I want from Charlie in 2024. And honestly, I kind of want that forever now. But above all else, Von Dutch is just insanely replayable, insanely enjoyable. It's catchy, it's fun. It was my most played song of 2024 for a reason. It's just that fucking good. Go listen. If you haven't already, you're weird. All right, folks, top 5 time. And at number 5, I have The Magician by Jordy Griep. So the ex-Black Midi vocalist has did release an album in 2024. And on that album, there was this track, this 12-minute long adventure of a song. And it is exceptional. Jordy's vocals are so creative, so unique, so unorthodox, and on this track, he had 12 minutes to really give a showcase of what he can do, and he did. He used every single ounce, every single inch of his vocal ability, and he just poured it out. He poured it all out. The instrumentation on this track is eclectic, it's vibrant, it almost sounds, especially towards the end, that like last 2.5 minutes, it's a jazz porn like meets metal meets I don't know what else, but it's just a bunch of different random instruments that are colliding while he's just like blabbering over it feels like a disaster, a controlled disaster, a very enjoyable disaster. But yeah, no, that rock and jazz fusion is incredible. And now I want more, especially from him. I want all the magicians from now on from Jordy Griep. I want a catalog of the magicians from Jordy Griep. But this song symbolizes the arc, the finale of this character that Jordy Griep built in this album. He talks about the numbness of his life, the fact that he feels so lonely or that he feels meaningless, he feels dissatisfied with his life. And so he escapes, he runs away, leaving everything behind, even the love of his life, whom he's too shy, he's not confident enough to confront her and tell her all of these things that he feels about her. And only for him to realize in the end that his life actually is great because he met that person, this person that he loves. But now that person will only ever be a memory to him. It's a bittersweet ending, but it's just an amazing adventure. It's 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes. So there's lots of space for him to just pour his heart out. And that's exactly what he did on this track. Number 4, I have Eusexua by FKA Twigs. Now, I don't know if this is cheating. I don't think it's cheating because this was a single that was released in 2024, but it's only for an album that came out in January of 2025, so this year. I count it because the song came out in 2024. Moving on to the track itself, Twigs' vocals are just ethereal. She stuns on this track, delivering soft vocals that just match so well with the simple, minimal production. I love her so much. But yeah, the production starts off so minimal, but then slowly builds into this like dance, electronic, synth-heavy dance song. I love it, but it's so celestial, and that's mainly due to her vocals with the production. It blends so well, and that's something that FKA Twigs has always been able to do with her projects, is just she gets her voice to just bend and manipulate to match the production. And the production is always banging. But Twigs basically invents a whole new word with this track. Eusexua, right? And she describes Eusexua as being this sense of euphoria, this moment where we reach this peak of euphoria where we transcend human form and we reach beyond who we are, spiritually and physically. And I think that Twigs uses this as a metaphor to talk about how she feels sexually liberated. And that is a beautiful, beautiful and freeing feeling. And she does such a good job at not only making you feel that liberty through this track, but also just the production itself, right? She does such a good job. She did such a good job with Eusexua. And I'm happy that the album came out and was amazing. I'll talk about that in future videos. But let's move on to my top 3. Coming in 3rd place, receiving the bronze medal, we have Tunnel Vision by Magdalena Bay. Wow, so on this album specifically, I think I had the hardest time picking just one track. I want to make that really clear. There was a lot of options. But specifically with Tunnel Vision, Mika's vocals are so sweet and lush, and it really contrasts with the production because at first it is simple and sweet, but then it just transforms into this insane, almost like bad trip. It feels like you took a psychedelic and it's not going well for you. That's what that like second half of the production feels like. The production is so textured and layered, dynamic, it's explosive. I can't even think of any more. There's so many adjectives you can give to this production, but it really is a feat in synth pop, and it is the pinnacle of synth pop for the 2020s so far. I absolutely adore this song for what it was able to do with just building atmosphere. The production almost feels like another person. It has emotions. It matches what Mika is saying on the track so well. Speaking of, the track means a lot of things, but the way that I understood is that it's just her expressing this feeling of self-doubt, of anxiety, extreme anxiety, and all of this is being caused because you just escaped a dark place. And now you have no idea what to do. You have no idea what to do with yourself, with what you've become because of the horrors that you are dealing with. It's this idea that we all have tunnel vision, right? There's so much shit going on. We look straight. And then when it's all said and done, we're left with all the damage, all the rubble. And that's why that production, that's so insane and so dark and sinister towards the end, matches really well with Mika's, songwriting. Oh, and the hook is catchy, so it's replayable. So I listen to it a lot. So my runner-up for the best song of 2024, I have Don't Rely on Other Men by JPEG Mafia. I want to make this really clear. I'm talking about the album version, not the single version, and I'll explain why there is a difference later. The production on this track is beyond crazy. So much so that it goes into batshit levels of craziness. It's fucking intense. It's heavy, it's dark, industrial, and metal as fuck. There are so many unique noises added to the mixture. There's like this, kind of sounds like this belt clicking, going back and forth, like circling, like that was terrible. But the idea that I'm trying to get across is that JPEG Mafia can sample just about anything he wants and he'll make it sound good. Okay? So hey, Peggy, sample this. Moving on with the track, just when you think the production is going to stay that way, it finds a way to evolve into something so angelic you could cry. It really does. It blends seamlessly into this huge, massive orchestral, symphonic, heavenly space, and it contrasts insanely well with the beginning. It almost feels like the song is in two parts, but of course it's not. It's just one track. And that's what's so special about it, is you don't even know what you're getting when you listen to the song. You would never be able to predict that it would end that way. Songs that evolve and provide atmosphere to that level, to that caliber, we need to look at and gawk at. But yeah, Peggy's vocals are always brash, aggressive, and super funny, and this track is no different. There are some really funny and clever one-liners like, "Wanna cry in the bus or the Maybach? If you hate me, just say that." I find that hilarious. I repeat that in my brain all the time. It's so good. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, the single version, this was a single that was released prior to the album, and it was good, but it felt like there was something missing. It felt a bit incomplete. The mix wasn't that great, and it was lacking a bit of diversity with the evolution. And Peggy understood that. He heard the critiques, he heard the criticism, and he said, you know what, that we'll do better. So on the album, he completely changed the track. The mix is better. He added a whole orchestral piece, and it just made the song millions of times better. Here it is, my number one song of 2024. I have Bending Hectic by The Smile. Oof, this is a massive song, both in time, like the length of the track, but also in the feelings that it evokes. Tom York's vocals are sounding as heavenly and majestic as they were back in his peak Radiohead days. But the overall track progression is out of this world. I mean, the track starts with this very relaxing, soft beginning. It's beautiful, it's angelic, it's nice, but it builds into this gargantuan, transcending, almost haunting, intense finale. I mean, easily the most rewarding experience I've had with a song in a long time. I mean, that payoff was worth every bit of time I spent listening to that song. And of course, the guitar licks are great. I mean, Johnny Greenwood is in The Smile, he was with Radiohead, so I mean, the instrumentation is always sounding awesome. And on this track specifically, especially that final bit of the track, you get some heaviness in the guitars and the drums, and it just sounds so amazing, especially because that is the climax and you want those heavy instruments, jumping in. But what's so beautiful and what adds to this song being as exceptional as it is it has so many meanings. One meaning that I picked up on, and I've seen a lot in the community about people confirming it, so I'm not quite sure, but it's this idea that it represents that moment in a suicidal person where they are experiencing feelings of dread and loneliness, and just when they're about to, end it, they get that last minute switch up in their brain. It's almost like their spirit was talking to them, and that switch up, that last minute switch up, it's terrifying, but it's also beautiful. And he does that. He speaks about this insanely intense and heavy topic, all while using a devastating car crash that he's experienced as a metaphor. It's genius level songwriting. And matched with that track progression and the instrumentation and the vocals and the production, this is the best song of 2024. And it will go down as one of the best songs of the 2020s decade. And for the time being, this is The Smile's best song. So that's my number one placement. So that's my top 15 tracks of 2024. I hope you enjoyed, and please, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. And also, please feel free to give me your top 15 tracks of 2024. I'm so curious to see what everybody's opinions are. But coming very soon, we have the final year-end ranking of 2024, and that's gonna be my top albums of 2024. So be on the lookout, subscribe, notification bell that bitch up, and you won't miss it, okay? You won't miss it. Here's a SpongeBob cap. Squeege out.